Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hi, this is Rico. This was supposed to be, quote unquote, the easy portion of the schedule, and the team looks uninspired, undisciplined, uninterested. I am so sick and tired of this as a Brown fan. When are we going to get a consistent winner? When are we going to get a team that makes the playoffs year in and year out? Stefanski fired his staff because he said it wasn't good enough. So this catastrophe falls squarely on him. And Jim Shorts still can't stop a simple jet sweep. Raiders averaged 50 yards rushing coming into the game, but proceeded to rush for over 160 yards. This defense has been getting gashed since last season, and it continues on this season. So much more to say, but not enough time. Thanks, Dave. Peace.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Spencer, we've talked about it. If it was one facet, it would be a whole lot easier to fix. There are so many facets to why this team is losing and is 1-3.
Yeah, and I think the call was spot on. Like this was the point, the portion of the schedule where we looked and said, okay, they can stack some wins, get themselves on track because you know what's coming in October, November, and December. You got a lot of division games, all of your division games still to play. You got the Chiefs late in the year. You got a Dolphins team that obviously is struggling right now, but maybe at some point they get their starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa back, and they maybe are humming again. The Chargers are in there with Jim Harbaugh. They're going to be a tough challenge. So there's a lot of tough matchups down the stretch of the season that you're now the margin for error you alluded to last segment is very, very thin. And it is a lot of problems. I think that's the most alarming thing. And I said this from week 1 to week 2. Like I was asking people the question of like, when so much went wrong, how do you fix all that so quickly as you go into the next week? And I think the message was kind of like, well, you don't fix it all at once. You just kind of you take it one step at a time. You fix what you can, and starting with the penalties, I think was kind of the big one that people kept hitting on. And I think there's some truth in that. But like the fact that we're now 4 weeks in and these problems are still persisting, I don't know what the solution is. There's not Joe Thomas ain't walking through that door to rescue the offensive line that's struggling so poorly. You're not getting Jarvis Landry or fill in the blank wide receiver to help with the drop passes unless you maybe make some trade or something like that. It feels very daunting for this team to have so much to correct 4 weeks into the season. And and because of your record, the pressure is kind of on to just be able to stack some wins. So it's not going to be easy. They put themselves in this hole though, and they got to just try to figure it out as fast as they can here going into week 5.